Here we are. It is Tuesday, and I've made it to the live stream. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? It is Tuesday. I've made it to the live stream. I missed last Thursday. I apologize for that. Just wanted to come on and say what's going on. How's everybody doing? As y'all know, I am making my way abroad very, very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. So I'm very excited about that. And right now, introducing and reintroducing myself to people. Hi, y'all who don't know me. I'm Arike. Yeah, I am the CEO and founder of Purifications International Enterprise and Arike's Vision. And I have been spreading awareness throughout the community for a very long time. Literally in 2017, I started driving around the country to different places that our people are and just assessing the situation as far as the school systems, as far as the prisons, as far as just like all the different areas that have to do with our community and looking at the people, looking at us in Michigan, in Florida, New Orleans, Nevada, Arizona, California, Massachusetts. Um, I feel like there's somewhere else that I've been. Oh, in Texas. And so, just kind of coming around and saying what I've been saying for a very long time is that we don't need permission to heal. We don't need permission to build socioeconomic structures for ourselves. All we need is to be able to really truly and it took me traveling around the country to realize the mindset that we have in so many different parts of the country are so similar, where everybody thinks that they're the baddest ones. Like when I was in Detroit, they're like, we the baddest ones. When I was in New Orleans, they thought they were the baddest ones. California, we the baddest ones. And everybody has this swag about themselves, this culture that's a little bit different in each state. But the bottom line is we're all hurting the same and in the same areas. And so instead of coming and just talking about it, what can I do to help bring some solution? And so that's what I've been doing for years. And so one of the things that I've done is create a nonprofit, create mentoring for our young women to be able to come in and walk alongside of me and to have a safe space where they're not judged harshly. And so, again, I am Arike Michelle. I am a healer. I am a teacher. I am a founder of a nonprofit. My goal, my mission, my assignment is to bring nurturing and healing to the soul of my people, to the spirit of my people, with as little Western influence as possible. Everything that I do, I have done through lived experience in my own walk, in my own search and seeking for my spirituality and for who I am and my purpose of being here. So the things that I do, even though you'll see or hear it out in, um, the community calls something different. Like I don't go to class, didn't go to class for a lot of things. A lot of things come from me just from spending that time in meditation and prayer. I dedicated my life to just trying to get my spiritual life together. And so let's see. Why non-Western healing? Why do I feel like that's so essential to our healing? Um, Simply because we have been brainwashed to pay attention to the forefathers of this country and not our own forefathers. And it is our own forefathers that actually had the strength and the fortitude to keep going in the midst of some of the most heinous hatred and all those other things. But we have not did anything. We have not built ourselves back up again in so many decades. So what is it that we need? Well, the first thing that I say that we need is we need to reconnect to our inner wisdom. We need to remember who we are. We need to be guided by our ancestral knowledge. And so a part of what I'm doing now is I'm actually now relocating to St. Kitts, separating myself away from America for the next 5 months to be able to sit in a different environment, a different mindset of people of color, and to learn the things that I should have learned, the things that should have been passed down, the gardening, the agriculture, the teas, the healing modalities, the things that our ancestors and our forefathers did. So disconnecting myself now from America. I was going before the election. So I know a lot of people now were like, we're out of here because of the election and because of the political what's going on in America. This has nothing to do with that. My spirit was leading me and guiding me out prior to this. So I know that there's a lot of people wanting to exodus now because of that, and there's nothing wrong with that. All I say is make sure that you pray, make sure that you're prayed up. Don't never go anywhere off of fear, but just know, like for me, I knew it was time for me to leave. It had nothing to do with this what election. I was already making my plans. I already knew it was time. So just make sure that whatever you're doing, that you're being led and not running out of fear. Okay. But if you're being led to go, by all means go. There's so many of us going. Um, and so my hopes is to actually see what it's like instead of just packing up and moving, but actually going for a certain amount of time, 5 or 6 months, to engage myself in the community, in the mindset, to learn, to heal, to strengthen my own holistic practice, to make sure, number one, I'm taking care of my temple. So for everybody that knows, I'm coming off of a hell of a year of major surgeries, attempt on my life, like all these things. And before I really jump back full fledged into helping other young women and helping everybody else in the community, like I always do, for the first time in my life, I'm going to take a time as a sabbatical for myself. So my plans, the first thing I do when I get on the island is to go in to the local marts and to get stuff for my skin, to sit down and to go to the rosters and have them do my hair and focus on my skin and my water aerobics. And so I do water aerobics as well as exercise. I was huge into exercising before I was shot, and I exercise 2 hours per day. So I haven't been able to work out in the last 6 weeks because I'm recovering. I'm at 6 weeks today post-op surgery, so they basically said I can start working out again now. Um, I don't know how I quite really feel. My body doesn't feel quite up to that yet, so we're going to wait a couple more weeks. But definitely when I get on the island, the first thing is just to purge. And to purge, I mean, just purge from all the fake fruits and vegetables, and to go get some real spring water, to go, like I said, sit with those that know about the herbs, and to get back into like all that healing. I still have a ton of lead, mercury, and arsenic in my body that are really high levels. So we're going to take care of that, and we're going to take care of me, which is something that I have never kind of put me first. And so now I'm going to do that. And I also decided that it won't be so much lives, but I'm going to learn, teach myself how to become a vlogger on YouTube. So it won't be so much lives, but you'll be able to see the story. You'll be able to see me actually building my body and my tempo back to shape. Um, and just, meditating and praying and just seeking for guidance for what do I do with all of this? For years I've been a mentor. For years I've done so many things unsung that people don't know. And now it's like, I'm here. I'm still here. So the first things first is to clear my mind and get away from just this whole East Coast and the whole situation, and just to get on the island, clear my mind. I go on a raw diet for the first couple of weeks and just really sit and meditate and just focus on healing. I'm going to do what I do with other people for myself. I'm going to be my first client again, right? So I need to go and reconnect with my inner wisdom. I need to reconnect with my spiritual guides, and so that's what I'm headed to St. Kitts to deepen my own practice, to be able to hear and to be able to, just be in position to bring my teachings and things back out again of just those safe circles for women again. And I have been meeting with some women for Arike's vision for our Week of Peace retreat that we're calling for next August 3rd through the 9th, for a week of peace and healing retreat. And that one, I we do meet once a month, so that little group is growing. If you would like to be a part of that group, reach out to me so I can send you an invitation. Also, we are opening up for men as well. When we're talking about healing, we're not talking about just healing the woman, we're talking about healing as a nation, as a people. So we do absolutely want our brothers to show up and to be a part of that healing week. It is not going to be a bunch of workshops and a bunch of talking. It's really going to be focused on healing. It's going to be really specific to standing in the gap in healing one another, as women standing in a gap in healing one another, as men standing to women and women standing to men in representation and saying, we've messed up and we're sorry, and apologizing and just really healing and doing things that will bind us together, irregardless of which tribe that you're in. It is a time that we must come together and we must understand who the true enemy is. And another brother or sister who is living righteous, but maybe not under the guise that you are living, under your deities, under your tribe, but yet they are also living righteous. And they are also living in a way that's a higher standard than what the true evils that's going on in this country and in this world really hold. And this is what has always been one of our problems as a people of color, is that not allowing each other to be different or seeing each other as different to the detriment of where we turn around and we sold each other. So, this coming together for healing and starting now and putting the panel together and finding the other leaders that understand spirit is spirit, regardless of what we want to call it, because the only ones confused is us that are in this human flesh. Once you leave this human flesh, you now know about the spiritual realm and all that you need to know about, right? Because you're no longer here and it opens up. So, but like I said, I've been around long enough. I help enough people in so many different tribes, or what I call tribes, religious sects. And when I talk with the young ladies and I say, remove your titles, and I start asking questions about your character as a woman, your character as a wife, your character of how you want to or envision raising your son, your daughter, the standards that you set for yourself. Once I take the title away and we start doing exercises just off of that, we start to see the similarities that we have. And I tell you why, because there's only one true spirit of righteousness. Regardless of what we might want to call it, there's only one true spirit of righteousness. And so, regardless if you're Hebrew, if you're Moor, if you are a Muslim, if you are a Christian, there should be a higher standard that you hold yourself to, that's set apart from all of this stuff that's going on in the world setting, in which all of us who are in a spiritual are told not to be a part of this world system and not to be engaged in this world system, but to set yourself apart. And so when we stop looking at the things that make us different and start looking at the things that we have in common, and then have respect enough to allow each other to be who we say that we're going to be, then maybe we can start to get ahead somewhere. But right now, we're so divided on everything, even with people that are leaving, even with people that are coming together and purchasing land. It's being done in such small, little, silos, that if something ever was to come down, a civil war or whatever, like, you're getting wiped out. Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to fight for yourself and your little couple of thousand people that you have. So, as a nation, we've got to come back together again and be prepared to help one another, to navigate, to not hoard the things that we know. I'm in this group now and they're just now talking about the straw man. I'm like, man, we've been talking about the straw man since 2017 in one of the communities that I was in. Y'all just now talking about this? Y'all just now talking about the UCC? And you just now talking about how they're using our birth certificate and social security cards and how we have all this money. Like, y'all, we just regurgitating stuff. We just regurgitate because nobody's talking. We should be so much farther along, but people want to hoard information, because if you're not over here doing what I'm saying, then you're the devil and you're this and you're that. And so we're not getting nowhere when we need all of our finances. And so what can we do and what do we need to do? It starts with healing. It starts with healing. And nobody's coming to rescue us, so we have to do it amongst ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with saying we need to step to the side and we need to get some things together as a people of color. We need to step to the side for a second. We need to disconnect from all this Western stuff, and we need to come together, and we need to make a truce, a peace treaty, long enough to get some things together, long enough to get us to freedom, because we never got there. We got stagnated, and we got bamboozled, and we got brainwashed into this illusion of inclusion in America, in this American dream. When the truth of the matter is, when you look at other places and they say, hey, you shouldn't go there because, it's got, it's a red light, don't go to Jamaica, it's red light, don't go over here, it's a red light. Well, honey, America should have the biggest red light, because when you're talking about gun violence, we got more gun violence than most other places. You want to talk about, just, even the educational system. We don't have the best educational system. Kids in Africa, in third world countries, run circles around our children educationally. They come over here talking two and three or four or five different languages to our kids over here doing what? Twerking. And so there's so many things. There's the food, that we don't even have real food over here. And what are we feeding our children in this generation, compared to other places that are still gardening and teaching their children, and their children are not stuck in a institution for 8 hours. The education, not anymore. We are poor there. Okay. So there are and not only that, who's shooting up all the schools? Where's that happening? Where's it happening that all the shoes are getting shot up? Is that Africa? Is that in the Caribbean, or is that in America? So there's so many things that we're people are so brainwashed. And quite frankly, from my opinion, the only reason why people come to America is because of the dollar. So that when they come over here, they can send money back home, and that money doubles, triples, or whatever. You take that element away, I don't think so many would be coming over here. You take that element of money away, which is they're working on that right now. The BRICS, they're working on saying we're done with the United States economy. We're going to create our own currency. And when that happens, it will affect us over here. And then when that happens, what do you think is going to happen to all the people that are over here in America from all these other places only because of the dollar? You don't think that they're going to pack up and go back home? Why would they stay here when their money now depreciates when they send it home? So people are expating for a couple of different reasons. And all I'm saying is just open up your eyes. So for example, right now, my whole winter is pretty much paid for in another country for what I would pay for 1 month's rent in the United States. And now, mind you, I'm on the beach, nobody's trying to poison me, and I have real food. And my rent is only $750. Now, once you add the electricity and everything else is not inclusive, it's about 950 US dollars. A little expensive, a little more expensive than some of the other Caribbean places, but I pay $2,750 a month for rent here in Massachusetts. In 6 months out the year, I can't even go outside because it's freezing cold. Okay? So just think about it. To be able to live comfortably, and you can take your job, you can work abroad, there's so many things when you just start to come away from the bubble and come away from the matrix and everything that they have tried to get us to believe. Yes, we've been told that this is the best in other places, this, and they have this, and they have, well, America has corrupt leaders as well. If y'all don't know, if you ain't figured it out by now, America is just as corrupt. The difference in the other places, though, is that we're not made to feel like we're worthless. Like all they want from us in this country is for us to bring them money. They want us to make them great in all the sports so they can say America's number one. Because if you look at all the sports, that's us. So if you look at the entertainment and all these different things, it's like all they want is for us for money. That's it. They give a certain amount of us money for Hollywood, a certain amount for baseball, football, and entertainment. And you got to think about that. Why in the world would they pay millions of dollars for entertainment, but pay school teachers almost nothing? You know? So I don't know. It cut off. You said, I'm happy you're healing. Oh, the physical pain on you? No, baby, because I'm not in no physical pain. I feels like, yeah, just a little somebody taking a little needle, poking at me a little bit every now and then, but I'm not really. I'm actually excited that I'm past all of the pain and all of the hurting and all of that stage is over. I'm very thankful for that. The last thing is my leg. I so wish he didn't shoot out my leg. Y'all don't know. I'm like I would be 100% back right now, had he not shot out my leg. And I get really aggravated with that. The fact that, Dad, why did he have to roll up on me and shoot my leg out? Um, but I'm hoping that all the swimming and water aerobics and exercising will build muscle in that leg and it will be strong enough to be able to, I can just walk without anything. So I did buy myself some braces. I feel as though they should have had me on a brace all this time. And I do have like this big brace thing from like when it first happened, but I started using that because sometimes my knee will give out on me when I'm walking. And so, but yeah, I plan on doing a lot of water therapy. So I am an aerobic water person. Again, another gift that I was just given, through meditation and prayer. I get in the pool and start exercising, and I've done that for years. So I actually just went on YouTube and actually looked at a water aerobics class and was like, I do all of that stuff. So I'm really excited about having a pool and not just the ocean because I was thinking, okay, how am I going to, eventually I want to get some water weights. And I'm like, how am I going to be in the ocean with water weights, So, and then you can't do as many exercises. Like I need the side of the pool to like really do my exercises. So thank you. I'm excited for me too. So yeah, so I'm excited that this place that they found for me has a pool. So I could be doing water aerobics. I'm gonna be working out like crazy and teaching myself how to vlog so you can all watch me on YouTube because I don't know what they're going to do with this platform, to tell you the truth, if they're keeping it, if they're going to ban it, what they're going to do over here with it. But I am going to be on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Um, I'll still try to do my lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but when I get on the island, it's really truly about going into double warp speed of healing and just some really introspective time. And yeah, yeah. So that's about it. Let's see, how long have we been on tonight? Learning TikTok as well. And, we should be doing, y'all should be doing they got the Christmas stuff going on, the Black Friday hashtags and all this stuff going on right now. And I said I was going to follow it, but I got so much going on with having to pack and, finding a place that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go and eventually I'll jump on something. But if you don't know, now is the time to be monetizing on TikTok. Go to the TikTok shop and find out the rules. And they'll tell you what you need to do, and you can be making money right now. You can be making money on TikTok right now. You can be making money. Okay. And so, um, but yeah, it's just too much for me right now. And I think about that too. I was like, well, about my lives and this and that. But the first thing I got to focus on really is getting myself back together again. Like, seriously. Serious. It's been a heck of a year. It's been a heck of a year. And so just really getting myself back together again. Good night. You have a good night too. I'm getting ready to get off too. It's been, I used to try to come on and be on for an hour, but I'm cutting my time down to about 30 minutes. And yeah, so also know that as things come and get into place, I will be introducing some of my products that you normally would only be able to get if you came into one of my classes. But I do have the No More False Starts journal. It's a beautiful journal. It's an accountability journal. It provides tools, achievable. It talks about SMART goals. It has built in thank you for the flower. Thank you for the rose. It has built in accountability Zoom calls. We meet twice a week. I mean, every 2 weeks. And young women have been able to use this to write their books, to start their web pages, to do a go on prayer journals. Because I don't tell you what to do for the 90 days. You choose what you're going to do, what you're going to focus on with the 90 days. And I just hope we hold each other accountable to that. And so that's a beautiful thing. We'll start our book anthologies again, which those that want to come in and learn how to tell your story and learn how to not only tell your story, but learn how to write a book collaborative. So we have that coming. And then our online school for young women as well to learn how to become mentors. So yeah, that's about it. So, stay tuned. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for prayers as always. And remember what I always say, you know what? Hey, we do not need permission to heal. We do not need permission to build together. All we need is respect for one another's differences and to be able to come on one accord, be at peace with each other long enough to hear one another, long enough to get strategic, long enough for us to rebuild. Because if you don't remember, we were never a part of this government. We weren't supposed to be. We had our own government. And when we get that back, that's when we have finally achieved our ancestors' true goal, and that was to be free. Because as long as we're under another person's government, another person's state, and you see how well that has happened, how well this worked out for our people. Okay? So just think about that. And when we were our strongest and we were our best, is when we did have Black Wall Street and we did do our own thing and we supported one another. And all of us were in the same neighborhoods. Even though you had Marcus Garvey on one corner and you might have Malcolm X on another corner and you might have, you know, Martin Luther King Jr. on another corner, but we were all in the same general area and we made things work. So that's it, y'all. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. And in a couple of weeks, you will see me no longer behind this wall, but you will see me on a beautiful island, of St. Kitts, being helped out by the Robinsons, are my logistic people, and they're doing a wonderful job. So, okay, y'all have a beautiful, wonderful, precious evening. Know that you are beautiful, that you are powerful, that we are beautiful and we are powerful. And it is time for us to come together and to rise up and remember who we are. We are beautiful people. I love y'all from my heart to yours. Have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I will see you on Thursday. Good night.